Welcome to the channel. I thank you guys for tuning in on today. And so today is Sunday morning, October 29th, 2023. I hope that you're doing well on today. All right, so guys, this is a subject that I have been wanting to speak about for a while. Not necessarily on the topic of violence of those who consider themselves passport bros, but I wanted to distinguish between those who are passport bros and bros with passports, okay? And I think it's important for many of us who know that there is a difference to speak out on this, all right? As a mother of a son who has been traveling with me for more than 20 years to the African continent, he's a grown man now. I wouldn't want him to be in any way demonized because of the behavior of degenerates like we see in this video, all right? And I'm going to say this is a degenerate because the behavior was degenerate. All right. And so this is a clip that I'm not going to show. I'll put it in the description. You can go and look at it yourself. I think it's too violent to show, but it shows some passport bros, or at least they are called passport bros, who are in Colombia, South America. And one of them, the one seen here facing the woman, gets into an altercation with a couple of prostitutes, or at least one prostitute and her family members or whatever, and he becomes very aggressively violent towards her, and the guy in the middle, he has to stop him from hitting her, basically, because he's already violent. The yelling, the screaming, the body gestures, the up in her face, clapping his hands, all of the things that go along with violence and aggression, he has displayed. All right. And so this guy in the middle has to tell him, you don't want to end up in a Mexican prison. Well, they're not in Mexico, but I guess he means the Colombian version of it. But the reason why I want to talk about this is because these are the type of men who sit in America, who sit on the internet, who dog out, for those who don't know what that means, complain against their own African American women, their own, sometimes even own Latino women, own Caribbean women, which you rarely see those. It's usually a set of men who are African American who do this. Now, let me make it very clear. I am not one of those women who demonizes all black men. I don't even demonize most black men. I don't even demonize any man. If you a demon, you a demon. I'm gonna call it what it is, right? But there are men among our men who have the mindset that our women are all bad. We don't know how to submit. We are rebellious. We always got something to say. We always snapping our necks and asking questions, and we don't know how to let him be the man, and all of these other excuses they make, right? Complaints they have. And I'm not saying that there are not women among us who are not submissive, and it's their nature not to be, but I can tell you 90% of the women, all right, if you're a decent man and you're looking for a decent woman, most women will submit to a man who knows how to lead. Most women will submit to a man who is worthy to be honored and will show him honor. But if you are abusive, if you are always criticizing, insulting, abusing physically, mentally, psychologically, financially, emotionally, sexually, you think you can rape your wife, you think you can rape whatever woman you are with. If you're abusive to your children, you don't have respect, you're always cussing people out, you're not doing your duties as a man, and you want somebody to honor that, I don't even know why they even got with such a person, right? And a lot of them, even if they don't do all of those things, there are some who, even in the religious sect, use that same violent nature to try to bring women under submission that aren't even their wives. All right. The scripture says, obey your husband in the Lord. If you're not the person husband, why are you on the internet trying to bring other women under submission? Okay. And why are you trying to bring another man's wife under your submission? There's a problem with that too. Okay. But these are the ones that sit on the internet and do nothing but complain about black women and say they're going to go to foreign countries and get them a more traditional, a more submissive woman, a preferential woman, one who has good training and good manners and who's not a baby mama. Well, who's making them baby mamas? All right. And if you think you're coming, for example, to the African continent or even South America, and you're not going to find some baby mamas, you are delusional. All right, because the sins of Israel, and I'm talking about black Africans who are in South America, who are in Africa, who are in Americas, who are in the Caribbean, who are in the UK, the sins of Israel it goes to all of those areas. All right, the sins that are among our people is not just in America only, it's throughout the world. All right, we have problems throughout the world with our sin against the Most High. All right, but let me just bring it back to the natural for those who want to stick on that. All right, for those of you who are brothers with passports, I do apologize that, I can't, well, I won't say apologize because I haven't offended in this area, but I want to say that there are those of us who know that there is a difference between brothers with a passport and passport bros. My son is a brother with a passport, right? And he has, as a matter of fact, 3 passports, okay, because he's been having them since he was a child, okay? And he's gone through 3, all right? Because, they have to change when they get a certain age, all right? So, and I myself have 2, okay? And I just want to say that we know that there's a difference. We know that there are good men who just happen to be here. All right. Because, well, no, I won't say happen to be here, who are here because they believe that this is where they should be for a season or for forever, if that's what your desire is. And that's the way the Most High is leading you. There are brothers who go back and forth. There are brothers who are looking to build businesses and relationships on the continent. And they are the ones that I'm talking to specifically are those who don't hate their own women, those who want a good woman if they meet them on a continent, whether they be African American, Jamaican, or one of our own Africans on the continent. All right, and I say own meaning particularly those who are of our tribes. All right, because if you do research, you can find out who is who. All right, if you spend time and slow down and stop chasing booty, because there are some who don't hate their own, but they go chasing booty, they go chasing butt. The biggest butt they see go down the street, that's the one they grabbing. All right, they're not checking these women out. And so maybe they are not fighting and they are not, up in these women's face like this, and maybe they're not sleeping with prostitutes. But let me tell you, there are a lot of undercover prostitutes on the continent, okay, and around the world. All right, they're not going to come out and tell you that they're part-time Ashewell, all right, Ashewell prostitute, all right, they're not going to tell you that. And so it's sad to see brothers coming thinking that they're getting a good woman. She may be a good woman, all right, but she was also a prostitute, okay? And prostitutes can be redeemed too if that's the route you want to go. But please don't think because they're playing some psychological games on you and pretending to be submissive and pretending to be the perfect woman that you're not going to see the real person manifest in some time. All right. And even among the good women, you need to know their motives. You need to know what is it that they're looking for. We've had even in our own family the discussion of women who don't want to sign a prenup. And we're talking about educated women, some of them, and they don't want to sign a prenup. Okay, the ones that are least educated, they may not have a problem with prenups, but then there are some who are educated and they don't want to sign a prenuptial agreement, which may or may not work in the U.S. if you sign it here. So it may not even be able to stand in the U.S. That's another issue. But look out for those women like that. All right, look out for them. What do they really want? If you know that you want to be on this continent and this is where you want to build, and she says, oh yeah, I want to be here too. I want to be here too. And it's the same goes for men. All right. In my 20-something years being here, I've had the experience of people approaching me. I've had the experience of discussing, certain topics. And one of the things I make clear is that, where did you meet me? You met me here, right? You met me here, and this is where I want to be. But I do want to have the privilege of going back and forth. I'm not one of those diasporans who say, I ain't never going back. I don't say that. Because I still pay taxes, even on the African continent. And if I still have to pay taxes to any nation, I'm going to take advantage of any privilege that goes along with that nation, even if it means just holding that passport that I will have a place to go if that is the best place for me to go at that time. All right. But what I wanted to say, guys, is that we know that there are good men who hold passports. There are brothers with passports. And I think even the sisters, we need to make sure that we are distinguishing between brothers with passport in the passport bros, okay? Because they're giving us a bad name. And when I say us, they're giving all of us a bad name. All right, because when people see this kind of video and the comments that are being made, the negative ones, that people are thinking that this is the nature of all black men. And I wouldn't want anybody to think that that's the nature of my son, because I know that's not my son. I know that my son is a good man. And I see some of your daughters, they're good daughters, you know, here on the continent, those that you brought along, and then those that are still in the diaspora, right? And I've stated before that my son's preference, even though he has attended school, he has attended school here from the time he was JSS. Now, he did go to school in America too, but when I say attended school, he's attended elementary school here, he's attended junior high school here, he's been homeschooled, you know, through a network in America, he's worked professionally in America, he's still a professional, he's, you know, on the continent, off the continent. So listen, I've had the experience to go, well, I had the privilege to go through that experience with him, and to see him grow and develop over the years, and seek, you know, a good wife. All right, and still praying, believing to find one. But he's not going to settle for just any woman. He's not going to be sleeping with prostitutes. And I would advise some of you men not to do that. Some of you are losing all your money because you come in here and sleeping with prostitutes, and you sitting up looking later and wondering what happened to your all your money. All right, read the scripture. It says your wealth shall be in another house, another man's house, another person's house. When you get with a whorish woman, when you get with that kind of woman, she's going to sap your wealth. And before you know it, your money is going to be in the house of another. I'll put it in the description box, okay? So you can see for yourself, if not here on the screen. But please, men, be wise. Choose wisely. Respect yourself. If you are coming looking for a specific woman, you know, that's on you. All right? If you're open to meeting your own, even on the continent, and I really do think we need to put together networks where our own people can meet each other here, even here on the continent, right? But I do believe in doing screening. I believe that we need to know, were you a felon in the U.S., okay? If so, what type of felon? All right? And some people have paid their debt to society. You can travel as a person who has had a felony, because we know that some felonies are just, you know, for stupid stuff. You can get a felony, right? Okay? But some people are bringing their old ways with them, even those who don't consider themselves passport bros. And so we need to make sure that you're doing your due diligence. All right, be open with people. If you've had, you know, problems before, we also need to know if you have been involved in domestic violence. Because listen, if a person has been involved in domestic violence in America, chances are they're gonna get involved in domestic violence here on the continent. All right, and you're not gonna be stomping and dragging women and thinking you're gonna get away. All right, no. It's too easy to hire a couple of thugs to deal with you. Some area boys, okay, to deal with you. So please respect yourselves, and also respect others, okay? Don't bring us down with your poor degenerate behavior. I'm talking to the passport bros, okay? And I'm glad they've separated themselves. And the women, let me just say, the women that are getting with these kind of men, there's no decent woman that would get with a man that is constantly talking about his own woman. Constantly talking about his own woman. You mean to tell me in the whole America, or a whole Caribbean, or in the entire UK, you couldn't find a good woman? And even those women who come and get with African men, you mean to tell me on this entire continent, all the women are bad? All the women are bad. I had one of my sons, which I call my son. He's not my biological son. All right. But I've known him since we've been coming here more than 20 years now. And he told me one day, I said, you know what? It's time for you to get married. You're older than my son. All right. You've been praying and looking for a wife. All right. And he's telling me, oh, mommy, all the women, they want money. All the women, all the Ghanaian women, they love money too much. All right. And I said, you know what? Guess what? All women love money. Okay, I won't say love. All women like money. Okay. I don't love money, but I like it. I like what it helps us to do. Pay your bills, have what you need, you know. So don't stereotype your women by saying that they all love money. Okay. Some of them love money. Some of them like money too much. But please know that for the most part, all women like what money can do in their lives, just like all men like what money can do in their lives. It can help them pay their bills, have food, take care of their children, pay for medical bills if they need to pay for them, buy the things that they need, and handle their daily living expenses, okay? And even to enjoy life some, all right? So Don't demonize your own people. Be careful what you say about your own. And women, look out for men who are always ragging their own. Why would you want to get with a man who is always tearing down his own women? Ain't no good woman on the planet except his mama, all right? His mama and his sister. Those are the only two good women on the planet. All other women are bad. All other black women are bad. Except his mama and his sister. There's something wrong with that. There's something seriously, seriously wrong with that. And that's a sign that you're getting with someone who hates his own people. And chances are he is the problem. If all the women are bad, chances are he's the problem. All right. So yes, there is a distinct difference between brothers with a passport and the passport bros. So if you guys want to see that video, be prepared to watch some degeneracy. Okay. I wanted to show you some of the comments because the women are just like, they're letting them know, okay, I thought these were the submissive women that y'all were talking about, and yeah, so if you go through this, you'll see where some of them are speaking like this one says, oh, look how friendly and non-combative they are, because they're always saying that, African American women, we're so combative, we always got an attitude, we always got something to say, our mouths always moving, they're going to find out, and they're finding out that women are women no matter where they are in the world. Okay. Now, I won't go further than that because that's going to take me someplace else. All right. But I'm talking about the nature and the behavior. And even if you are a prostitute, you don't deserve to be beat down by anybody. Okay. And this guy is clearly not intelligent. Clearly not intelligent. I assure you, she can just whistle and some people will come running to deal with his trifling behind. All right. So thanks guys for tuning in, and you have a wonderful day. Shalom.